G'day and welcome back to Duxilla Gaming and Goldcrest Valley Farm. We are continuing on with our farming here on our starting from scratch, and we are just getting our combine harvester working again. We just had a little bit of a break, and he's going to finish off this first field harvest. Alright, so what else is going on? So we did buy a little bit of equipment since we've last spoken to you, just to finalise our equipment ready to get started. So we've obviously got both Fendt tractors now. We've got the 313 and the 511C. We have the Rossel Mash 330 combine harvester, which is obviously what you've got going. The AgriLiner trailer. And we have a header. We did buy a multi-cultivator, the TT one. We've got that ready to go to do our ploughing and our cultivating. We bought the AgroMass Salvus 3800 seeder. So we've got a seeder ready to go. And we've also just bought a windrower to deal with our straw and all that sort of stuff. So the only thing we're lacking now, really, is either a loading wagon or a baler. So the problem I'm going to have is when I come back out here, I've got all this straw here. What am I going to do with it? So my option is I can go for another loan, which we don't really want to do. But if I have a look at the money situation, we've already got a $210,000 loan. I'd be happy to go to $250,000 as a maximum for our loan for the moment, but we'll have a look and see. So what are we going to have a look at? So loading wagon. So we can get a $46,000 Stroutman. That's probably what we'd have to look at. Or a baler. So it's dearer to buy a baler. So I'm guessing it looks like we're going to pick up the straw. Now, I'm guessing the other thing is can we store the straw in our silo? I don't believe we can. So let's have a look. Yeah, so we're going to have a problem there. So I guess what we're going to have to do is just going to sell the straw. I mean, that's an option that gives us money straight away. So let's go ahead and get a loan. So we needed, I think it was 46,000, was it? Let's have another quick look. The loading wagons. I've lost the loading wagons now. There they are. So 46,000. So I need to get money up to 46,000. Right. So I'm going to borrow. Right, we've gone 5,000 over. That gives a little bit of overhead. So now I'm going to go and buy the overloader, or the loading wagon. There we go, and we're just going to buy that as it is. Yes, okay, we can fetch our purchase. Right, okay, so we'll go and collect that once we've done all the windrowing and all that sort of stuff. All right, so I think other than that, now we're pretty much right. We've got all the equipment we need to get everything started, and we're good to go. The other thing I did do while I'm thinking about what we did off camera with a little bit of work, we ploughed in field 19. So field 19 has been ploughed in. That had the potatoes on it that we weren't going to be using. So we've ploughed that in. So all we need to do now is go over there and seed it. Field 14, 15 is growing. Field 12, we're going to have to plough that in once we've taken all the straw off. But we can head on down and get 19 seeded, sown as well. So that's what we could do right now, actually. We could get that going, but we're not. We're just going to wait for the combine, who's almost ready to offload. Jump in the Fendt here and we'll go and get him offloaded, and then we can continue on. So I hope everyone is doing well. We are doing okay here. Obviously it's testing times for everyone, but it's okay for the moment. Well, we're going to slip in, just follow him up here. I don't think he's going to finish this roll and then turn around, so I think we're going to have to be going into the crop or move the combine out a little bit. Now I am using a keyboard today too, not steering wheel, so I do apologise for that. Might make my driving a little bit better, could make it any worse. Alright. Well, I think what we're going to do is, because we don't want to lose any of our crop, I think we're going to, in fact what we can do is we'll just pull him back down. He'll just offload, and then we'll get him started again. We just don't want to go on the crop and lose any of our crop, because with these small crop yields, we want to make sure we get the maximum yield we possibly can. Alright, so he's going to offload into here. We'll then go and offload this trailer load probably into... Actually, no, we'll wait until we finish the field. And then what we'll do is once we've finished that, we'll then go down and do some seeding, because we want to get that other field going. In fact, I'll drop the windrower off there. Thinking about it, I'll drop the windrower off, and we will go and commence our seeding job, because we want to get that crop seeded and growing and harvesting as quick as possible. Alright, so that's you done, that's you done. Drop you off. We'll head on over here, we'll grab the seeder, and we'll head down to field 9. Take a shortcut through here, through on the grass. All this lovely grass here that we'll be able to mow. Yes, we will mow it. You know it. Get it? Alright. So it is fully seeded and fertilised. We did that at the shop. So when we bought the seeder, we bought the seed and the fertiliser and filled it up. And I think we've got a little bit of seed left at the shop. But we haven't got anything transported down here. We haven't got a loader attachment or anything for the tractors. Actually, we've got a loader attachment on this tractor. We just don't have the loader itself. So we've got that to sort out. Alright, so crop wise, what are we going to do? Now, it has to be a crop, obviously, that we can harvest with our harvester. We haven't got a corn header. So it's going to be a standard arable crop. And I'm thinking we're going to have to go profitable. So the most profitable, as far as I'm concerned, in 19 is soybeans. Alright. Don't have access to this land. I do so once I get on here. Right. So we're just going to continue on and get this done until the combine harvester finishes his job, and then we'll go off and empty him and deal with that accordingly. All right. Just take our time. I mean, obviously it's not a very wide seeder, so it's not going to get everything done really quickly. But we'll certainly look at upgrading equipment as we go along and start making money. Now, I am not going to upgrade any equipment from here until we've paid off our money, our loan. So we've got to make $250,000 basically before I start looking at upgrading equipment or expanding the farm any further. So we could be spending some time using these 4 fields we've got to try and make some money. But we could also do some jobs for other farmers. I mean, while we're waiting for crops to come in and all that sort of stuff, we can go and do some contracts, and we'll certainly look at doing those as well. Alright, so the combine harvester should be close to being finished by now. Can't quite see him over there. Shouldn't have too much more to do. There goes our train. Alright. Really has a full grain tank. Doesn't really help us. Alright. Another row done, or another header row done. yes, I hope everyone is doing well. We've just overnight gone into further lockdown restrictions, or whatever you want to call it. There's certainly, and I'm not going to argue the government's coming out a lot harder, because basically a lot of people just decided they didn't want to do what was suggested to do in the first place. So to ensure that we don't go to the same extremes as what Italy's gone to with the amount of deaths and all that sort of stuff, the government has imposed a lot tougher restrictions on businesses and people generally. And I, for one, am not going to argue with it. I think it's fine. Safety should be our priority all the way along. All right. Combine hasn't finished yet, but he's at 99% full, 100% full. Right. Oh, look at that. He's just shy of that much. Oh, man. All right, you know what? We're not going to worry about it. I'm not going to harvest that 100 bushels or whatever the hell it's going to be. Not even, no, it might be 100 bushels, will it? We're not going to harvest that few grains. So we'll offload here. We'll go and park the combine, and we'll put all this away. We'll put the grain in the silo, and then we'll head back down and finish off the seeding. All right, almost finished. There we go. Right, pipe in. And we'll head in to put this in the shed, and then we're all good. I do like the look of this combine, actually. But, yeah, I had looked at, there was a gleaner. I think it was on the Mod Hub, which I do like the look of. But I think it was a bit big for this series, so we may have to bring it in on another series somewhere, I think. Alright. Lower the head up. And we'll shut him off. Alright. Bring the grain into the silo. Then we'll have to look and see how our other fields are faring. What is it? 5 to 4 in the afternoon. Probably can accelerate time, and we'll get through the first day fairly quickly, because there's no need to sort of be hanging around and just waiting. The only thing we're waiting for is crops to harvest, so it's not as if we're actually going to be causing any imposition in relation to animals or anything else like that for the moment. So that's fine. Alright, so we're going to offload here, and we'll see what we've ended up from our first field in relation to the barley. Now obviously any sales I go to do, I've only got this trailer here, so I'm restricted to the limitation of the trailer. There you go, so we got 31,256 barley off that field. That's not too bad. That'll get us started. So we'll check the markets once we finish sowing this other field, and then what we'll do is we'll determine if it's worthwhile going to sell already or not. All right. Off we go again. So it's going to be a bit of a struggle. Obviously, we're using smaller equipment to start with because we haven't got the money to go big. But that in itself makes it interesting for gameplay, because we're also not using anything in the way of mods. Like I said, there was very limited exceptions to that. I think we did enable the class DLC, but I don't want to use all the class stuff on this one, I don't think, because we want to use some stuff we haven't normally seen. And certainly I haven't used much of the Fent. I've used the Fent Tri-6, or certainly the Tri-6 has been a lot of series. I haven't actually used it a lot, certainly like on Western Australia, for instance. But I think using the Fent and things like this cedar make for a bit of a nice change. You'll still see the regulars. Like eventually, once we have enough money, I will be bringing in the Big M. So rest assured that will be happening. But yeah, so that's all right. Okay, lots of grass around here to mow too. Although the only problem is we don't own this grass, so we can't mow it. And I don't have a mower to mow it at the moment anyway. All right, so we're just about halfway with seeding this field. And we'll continue on. But tell me what you think of the comments down below. I mean, I know there's a few people. Atomic was saying that it's one of his, I think he said it was one of his favourite field maps from 17. I certainly remember playing a lot of this. I know, I can't remember the name of it. Stevie did a remake of Goldcrest Valley. What was it called? Anyway, it was the go-to map for Jerry and I to do multiplayer on. We were doing it as part of the old Three Dudes Gaming Network, and we spent a lot of time on here actually with some of our others. Like I think Chris Webb was part of it. A few of the long-time Duxorley supporters were certainly part of that as well, and it was good fun. But Lakeland itself, it was very basic, but it was okay, and it was a good basis. I'm shattered. I can't remember the name of the map version that Stevie did. I'll go and have a look later. But yeah, so I mean, it's been around a while, and I personally I think it's probably one of the better maps that Giants have done. Certainly between FS17 and FS19. The two maps they did for 19 I think were just rubbish. Sorry, I just didn't enjoy them at all. The best part about 19 was the fact that we had some mod maps come out quite quick, which took us away from Fellsburn and what was the other one? I can't think of it. Ravenport, Rubbishport, wasn't it? But yeah, so I've always actually really sort of enjoyed this, even as the base map. So when I did see this come on the Mod Hub, I thought, oh, that'll be interesting to get in and have a bit of a look at it. And so far, I tell you, it's pretty true to its origins. It looks like it is Farming Simulator 17's version of Goldcrest. It really does. I mean, I've got to go up the back of the hill there and see where the animals and all that are. And see what that looks like. In fact, we might do that in the next episode. Possibly go for a bit of a drive and have a look. But because I haven't had a look around the map at all. I've only been from the shop to the farm, and that's it. Haven't had a look. So, well, apart from when we had a look in the last episode, up over to see whether the pigs were there, and we found that they weren't. So, yeah. Apart from the fact there are no animals actually on the map, and that's why we're going to go up and have a look where the animal deal on that was on the original map to sort of see exactly what's been put up there. It's from my perspective a pretty good representation of the original Goldcrest Valley. So yeah, and again I failed to look at who the author was. My bad. I'll fix that for the next episode. All right, continue to seed our soybeans. Struggling a bit up this little bit of a rise as the train goes past again. He's on the route to nowhere. Oh, that was something. The last week it was much sadness to see that dear old Kenny Rogers had passed away. Now I don't know about you guys, but many hours were spent under sufferance listening to Kenny Rogers when my mum and dad were listening to it when we were on road trips and that in the car, and they'd be listening to Dolly and Kenny all the time, and as a kid you sort of, yeah, didn't really enjoy it, didn't really want to put up with it too much. But obviously getting a bit older, a bit wiser, well, arguably the wiser part's probably arguable. I actually got to really like a lot of Kenny Rogers music, so yeah, it's a shame. But I mean, I guess unfortunately, certainly for people of my age, those people that we grew up listening to or watching are at that point in their lives where, unfortunately, death is sort of inevitable. So there's been a few, and there's been some that have been a bit of a shock. Like certainly the other year for Robin Williams. I mean, that was shocking, but he's probably one of my all-time favourite actors and comedians. But and then another one was John Candy and stuff like that. So I mean, you do sort of reflect a bit and go, oh wow, it's a different time. Like the equivalent of a John Candy or a Robin Williams now on TV or movies. I mean, a lot of them have crass humour. Like it's not. I mean, the thing with Robin Williams and John Candy, all that, it was clean, fun humour. Whereas a lot of the stars today, and a lot of the movies and that are written, rely on profanity and all that sort of stuff to sell off the comedy. And one of the things I don't really think is 100% necessary. And I mean, look, we run effectively it's always been a G rating here, but it's PG really, which is sort of like Australians PG is more like probably an M for America and Europe, but yeah, it's just not something that's necessary. I mean, look, I spent many years in the military, and swear words were every second word in the vocabulary. But certainly now, I don't find the need to use it. I've used any swear words very, very sparingly, and we're talking about the more vulgar, I suppose, expletives than anything else. We're not talking about the shits and stuff like that. I mean, that's just basically G-rated as far as Aussie's concerned. But yeah, I mean, a lot of it I just don't find necessary. And even more disturbing is there's so many of the youth nowadays just throw the F-bombs and everything left, right, and centre, and it's like it's not necessary. It really isn't. And I'm certainly no prude, but I don't approve of it. And certainly if my kids ever come out with it up until they're 16 or 18, heaven forbid, they'll suffer the wrath. But yeah, it's an unfortunate sign of the times, I guess. But yeah, so but I did have someone a few months ago now question me with my Discord channel about why I have it as G-rated or PG rated, and what have I got against swearing and that. And I said, well, look, I haven't got anything personally against swearing. I said I can swear with the best of them, I guarantee it. Like I said, 15 years in the military, you learn a new vernacular, and but I just, on a humanity level, I just don't find it necessary. And certainly noting that this channel has had members or that have had their kids watching the videos and stuff like that, and certainly my own son watched many of my early videos, although he's not a subscriber to me, which he takes great glee in telling me, but he does tell me he's a subscriber for Frith. And in fact, yeah, well, there you go. There's another funny story, I suppose, before we just sign off. But as I was getting to my 1,000 subs, I was basically talking to Frith and JJ, and my son was nearby. We were on voice, and Frith said he passed on a message to my son and said, make sure you subscribe to Ducky and then unsubscribe. So he gets to 1,000, then leaves from 1,000. Anyway, he unsubbed all right, and he's never resubbed since. So I squarely blame Frithgar on the fact he's alienated my own family against me. What does that say about my content? Well, I don't know. But effectively, he's banned from watching Frithgar in the house anyway, so it's okay. It's all good. I get retribution. So, and then I get the, oh, it's okay, Dad. I'll sub to you if I can watch Frithgar and the others again. No. Anyway, all right. And on that note, that's it for us here today. Yeah, a little bit of tidbits of non-interesting information, I guess. Anyway, but that's it. So that is our episode 2 done and dusted here on Goldcrest Valley. So what we've got done is we've already harvested field 12. We've now ploughed and sowed field 19. We've got all the equipment we need pretty much now to sustain us for a period of time to do some crop rotations. We have some barley in the shed we need to sell off. And while we're here, actually quickly, let's have a quick look. Barley. Yeah, price is probably okay at Mary's Farm. We probably do want to get in and sell it, although Gomez Ridge Acres is still a higher price. And let's have a look. Yeah, we can go to the barn and sell the straw and the grass as we make it. And I think that's probably the best thing to do for the moment, because we're not going to be having any animals anytime soon. So that's what we're going to do in the next couple of episodes as we come back. So thanks very much for watching. Hope you liked the episode. If you did, press that like button. Leave a comment. Let me know again what you think of Goldcrest Valley, both the FS19 and the FS17 version. And thanks to Smudo, who reminded me that Sosnovka was the other Giants map that was released with Farming Simulator 17, which, as I've said to Smudo, is not one that I enjoyed, or however, I did enjoy Sosnovka Not, which was created by our good mate Johnny V. But anyway, I digress. Don't forget to come and join us on Twitter, Twitch, and Facebook. And of course, come and see us on Discord and join in the fun and hilarity in there. All the details for those are down below in the comments. Don't forget to go check out Feed Guy, Frithgar, and Atomic67 Gaming, friends of the channel. And of course, if you're not already subscribed to the channel, please consider subscribing. And if you do subscribe, press that alarm notification icon so you're made aware when new videos are available on the channel. And until next time, no matter whether it's morning, afternoon, evening, or night, no matter where you're in the world, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and we'll see you again very, very soon back here at Duxley Gaming and Goldcrest Valley Farm. See you all later. Bye.